All right, what is up, you guys? Why do I feel like I haven't seen you guys in a minute? What the heck? I mean, I guess we have. I don't know. I'm just tripping. Oh, wait, no, we didn't. Yeah, we rescheduled last. Well, we haven't rescheduled yet. We need to do that. I'm thinking what we could do is maybe do 3 calls next month. That way we all have a chance to plan ahead. And I know there's kind of a lot going on right now with tropical storms, people losing air conditioning, all sorts of crazy shit. So, health concerns, I hear you. I'm really excited about tonight though, and I don't want to waste a single minute because we're going to use every second of our 40 minutes tonight. If for whatever reason we get cut off in a really like engaging, important, exciting part of the call, I'll message you guys really quick and give you guys a different Zoom link that we can pop on just to finish up. But I'm going to try to be efficient, be quick because I know we all have busy schedules. So let me share my screen. Poor Meredith. She was so excited about this call. She's going so fast to get here. Okay, share sound. So Zoom now has this weird feature where my head is like floating around on the screen. Is my head floating on the screen somewhere? It makes me laugh, dude. I can't even tell that that's like what you guys are looking at, but like I know because I've messed with it, so it just makes me laugh. Can you see like I'm not like my head's not floating in the way of the text, is it like, like I don't gotta, okay, I'm not a wandering head. All right, so we're gonna talk about setting SMART goals tonight, which is super exciting. You guys know I'm a big time goal setter. I'm obsessed with planning. Long before I had the daily grind planner that you guys all know I'm obsessed with, I used to just use notebooks. Before or after that, I went to what's called a Smart Life push journal. I've kind of had my fair share of different planning experiences, and I've picked things up along the way from each different planner or podcast or whatever I've been obsessed with at the time, and kind of come up with something that really works well for me. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with y'all tonight. So before we get started, I was reading this book. It's called Bear. Becky can't connect to the audio. I hope she can figure it out. Babe, message Becky and help her connect to the audio on Zoom. I can see her thing just like hovering. She needs help. Becky, yes, my mom, stepmom, bonus mom, all the great kinds of moms. So anyways, this is the book that I was reading last month. It's called Bear. It's by Raina Odell, and she is a life coach who she still is a Beachbody partner as well, but she expanded her business and became a life coach. So she wrote this book after her life coaching certification like started kicking off and whatnot. And I just was super inspired when I was listening to her book about the way that she basically like shares her journaling journey. Okay. And so I wanted to read you guys a small little excerpt from her book. It's literally her journal entry, and I am using that for inspiration tonight for us to do this. So I've been wanting to do this and I haven't done this, so this is my accountability doing it with you guys. Let's see. Okay, so she's struggling. She's going through a really hard time in her life. Like shit's falling apart. Okay, I'm talking like drug addicted husband. She has to get her intestines taken out. She has a bag outside of her body where she poops into. Sorry if that's like TMI. You get what I'm saying. She's having a really like a rough patch. She had like gotten some trouble with her business and like couldn't work her business for 6 weeks. Like a whole bunch of things are like happening to her at once, and she's like really struggling. And so then she's like dating this new guy and it's not going well. She's feeling anxiety around him because like he is just not her vibe. Their personalities clash. So anyways, that's where she's at in her life. Check this out. This is what she started journaling. If nothing changed, what would life look like in a year? I wake up to my brutal alarm, anxiety creeping in immediately. I look over at Chad, nervous to start the conversation, so I get up and take Archie, her dog, outside without saying a word, consumed by my nerves. I make my morning drink as I try to slow my heart rate because I can already feel my heart beating out of my chest. I send the kids to school, missing them already, but glad to have a day of, my mom's calling me now, have a day of full quiet time so I can focus on work. I've already shared on social media a few times that morning, feeling dread and shoulds around what I've posted, clicking back to it every couple minutes to see if anyone commented, which distracts my thoughts for the next couple of hours. I make my pre-workout. I do my workout because I should, not because I actually enjoy it anymore. I half-ass my workout and do enough to post a video after to social media, feeling like I'd just rather sit down and start working so I can make sure my bills are paid. I work all day feeling pulled between social media and my email inbox when in reality I should be working on finding new clients. Instead, I procrastinate on Instagram, labeling it as work. I end the workday when the kids get home feeling like I didn't do enough, so my phone is in my hand while they talk to me. I'm not really even there. When Chad gets home, we barely talk and definitely don't touch. We've gotten used to the way our relationship is, accepting it. We sit down for dinner, and all I'm thinking about is work and how I'd rather be anywhere else. I clean up dinner feeling resentment because no one helped, but I also didn't ask for help. I turn on music and head downstairs to fold some laundry because it's quiet and no one will bother me. After I wash my face, I lie in bed exhausted and wishing for a hug that never happens. Closing my eyes, I drift off to sleep, hoping I don't wake up in the morning. So this is her, if nothing changes, this is where I'm at a year from now. And I don't give a shit how perfect anybody's life is. We all are struggling with something, especially being special needs parents. Like, come on. So, my challenge for you first, we're going to take, I'm going to say like the next 5-10 minutes to start writing this if nothing were to change. This isn't something I expect you to have completed tonight. I just want you to start, after hearing that, getting some of the thoughts that you have in your head onto paper so you can take this journaling exercise even a step further maybe later on tonight, because there's a few more things that I want to give to you before this call is over to ultimately help us set some SMART goals. So let's start with, if we set no goals tonight, if nothing changes, what will your life look like a year from now? Go ahead and take some time to just jot down some notes after hearing that of, and be descriptive like that too. The feelings that you get in your current life when you're stressed or anxious about whatever it is that's, you're struggling with. Be as descriptive as you can. That way when you read this, it pushes you to want to change because you don't want to feel that anxiety creeping up in your chest anymore. You know what I mean? Okay. So, obviously, like I said, I want you guys to elaborate more on this later. I don't know about you, but I could keep writing for quite a while. And I think that everybody should like really take the time to do this because it's going to make this more meaningful and powerful for you later on. So, I'm going to share the next step, what I would suggest us going into. And again, just taking down some notes so that way you can focus more on this later. The next step is to define your vision. Where do you want to be? You can choose. Do you want to look like a year ahead, 3 years ahead, 5 years ahead? Maybe you want to incorporate all of these different time frames into your vision. And if you guys even want to take pictures of these slides, feel free to do so. As a matter of fact, no, I'll share the link with you when we're done, so you guys can just have access to these. Um, but yeah, just start thinking about your vision, what it will look like 1, 3, 5 years from now. I wanted to quickly read you hers again, just so you could see the contrast in her story. And then we are going to take some notes on this, and then we're going to do a meditation on this specifically, a vision meditation. It's one I used to do quite often, and I'm not even kidding you. Within a matter of 6 months of me writing my vision out every day and doing that meditation every single day, my team went from, I don't really know how to explain ranks to you guys with body, but I went from like being a basic coach to being like in the top 2% of the network and moving to South Carolina and doing all these wonderful things because I was so focused on my vision. I'm telling you, I'm like thinking like what's different in my life now from 5 years ago? Because 5 years ago I was thriving, and these are all things that I used to do that I just don't do anymore. And so I'm like, this might be the missing link. Maybe it's time to step back. But okay, here is her vision. Um, this is was her prompt. If I started to make small shifts, what would life look like in 1 year? So if you started to make small shifts, for example, for me, my small shift I want to start with is waking up at 5 a.m. So just start thinking of some of these small shifts that you can make to make your vision come true. If I started to make small shifts in 1 year, what would my life look like? In 1 year, I wake up without an alarm, excited for the day ahead. The heaviness in my chest is gone and the nausea has dissipated. I turn over, smiling at Chad as his eyes open. I snuggle Archie as I greet everyone. Good morning. We playfully jump out of bed and head outside to let the boys go potty while I start my morning drink, looking forward to what's on my calendar that day. I wake the girls up fully present and help them get organized and ready for the school day. I send them off to school as Chad leaves for work. I give him a kiss on the cheek, wishing them all a good day before I head back downstairs to get my workout clothes on. I make my pre-workout shake and do a quick little check-in on social media before I start my workout, not because I have to, but because I get to. After my entire workout is complete, I make my post-workout shake and get dressed, eager to start work. I spend the day working with my clients one-on-one. I'm no longer doing group work, and instead I've created courses that people can work through at their own pace in order to reach more people. When I finish my one-on-one calls, I spend some time on my emails before heading out to take Archie on a walk. We welcome the girls home and spend some time together, connecting and catching up on their day before Chad gets home. When he does, I hug him, excited to be home. I give him his time to turn work off and disconnect. The girls help me make dinner, and we sit down as a family to eat, sharing our highs and lows of the day before we all pitch in to clean up. Chad and I sit down with the dogs, watch an episode of the show we're watching, relaxing together without judgment. I head downstairs to shower, cleaning off the day, and lie down in bed feeling accomplished, like I've checked every box I needed to. Chad jumps into bed, allowing me to be the little spoon while we watch TV and fall asleep, Archie above my head on my pillow. So, your turn. Let's write. I'm going to give you 10 minutes, and then we're going to focus on this meditation here. So 10 minutes of what would your life look like in the next 1, 3, 5 years if you started making some small shifts. Ready, set, and go. All right, I am going to share this meditation with you. Now, look, this is a longer meditation than maybe one you've done in the past. This is probably the first meditation I've ever done that was longer than 10 minutes. I think it's like somewhere between 10 and 15. Um, you can turn your camera off because if you're anything like me, you might get a little bit emotional because I take this exercise to the extreme. If you listen to people like Oprah Winfrey or any of like the richest people out here in the world, I promise you, they will tell you they have a vision and they meditate on it and they tell you to do the same thing. Like that is something that people who have successful lives, this is what they do, man. So I don't know about you, but I'm going all in. I'm zenning out. I'm gonna turn my camera off and I'm gonna really dig into this meditation. If you like the meditation, it's by Gabrielle Bernstein. She is an author of the book The Universe Has Your Back, Super Attractor, quite a few titles. I've read them all. They're all great. But yeah, so if you feel like you want to turn your camera off, feel free to do so. Give me the thumbs up to let me know you guys.
Most people have no clue that in 2023, the best way to make money on Amazon is not with physical products.
This meditation is dedicated to holding a vision of a new way of living, to seeing yourself and perceiving yourself in a totally different light. Take a deep breath in your nose and breathe out your mouth. Find yourself in a comfortable seated position. Roll your shoulders back. Sit in straight alignment. Drop your chin, relax your jaw. Release any tension in your body. Become ready to receive. Breathe in your nose. Breathe out your mouth. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Continue to deepen that cycle of breath, breathing deeply in your nose and out your mouth, relaxing every cell in your body, every muscle, totally relaxed, totally at ease. Breathe in fully and exhale completely. In this relaxed state, you are receptive. You are allowing. You are aligned. In the energy of alignment, you will receive. In your mind's eye, allow yourself to hold a vision of doing and being exactly what you truly want. See yourself doing what you want. See yourself being exactly who you want to be. Allow yourself to see that clearly, suspending all disbelief, releasing all pessimism, simply holding a vision of yourself set free from your negative perceptions, connected, aligned, fully in alignment with the universe. See yourself surrounded by white light. This light is shining from you as you do exactly what you want to do, and as you become and stand in the light of exactly who you know you are here to be. Let all the images of who you truly are come forth. Let the visions expand. Let your mind wander. As you see these images come forth, feel into them. Feel the positive energy and vibration that come from seeing yourself, standing in the truth of who you are here to be. See the world around you mirroring back to you the happiness, the joy, the abundance, the well-being, the peace, the presence, the ease. See all that you desire flow to you naturally. Let these visions ignite emotion. Be patient as the feelings shift, expand. Let these visions come to you naturally. Allow them to inspire you and ignite feelings of joy. Relax and allow the music to move you, continuing to deepen your breath, allowing visions of you standing in the light of who you are here to be. And just simply let those visions move you. Gently coming back into your body now. Take a deep breath in and release. And when you're ready, open your eyes to the room.
Man, that one makes me want to fall asleep a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. So we've only got 4 minutes left, but I want to show you where I'm going with this. Now that you've started to figure out what your vision is, what you want your life to look like in the next few years, what you don't want it to look like, we want to set some SMART goals. You guys all know what a goal is, right? We've got short-term goals, we've got long-term goals. Our short-term goals are baby steps along the way to achieving the long-term goals, aka our vision. So the first thing you're going to want to do is create an action plan, breaking down that big vision into some small actionable steps. So part of my vision is wanting to have the down payment for our home. Okay, so what's something that I could start doing right now to get that down payment for a home? Thinking of a few different things, being specific, being measurable, thinking realistically as to what is actually attainable, what's relevant, and then giving yourself a time limit on those things. One of the things that I could do to start helping me with this is waking up at 5 a.m. before Tegan gets up and working my business then. Because I know that if I achieve 5-star diamond, which is a rank in body, I will have plenty enough money with my quarterly bonuses alone to have the down payment for a home within a year. So I'm thinking specifics. What rank do I need to hit? What's the first step that I can take to making sure I hit that rank? Well, waking up at 5 a.m. is going to give me the time that I need to be able to pour into my partners and pour into my community in a way where I'm training them to get to a level of skill that I'm at. So that's what needs to happen in order for me to rank advance. So be specific, measurable, again, not only setting a time limit of like when this thing needs to happen, but like for me, I know that I need to spend an extra hour on my business every day in order for me to get to where I once was. So adding that extra hour in a day is measuring my success. So setting a goal of I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. every day for the next year in order to hit the goal of 5-star diamond would be a SMART goal for me. Attainable, something that's reasonable. I know that's reasonable for me. I know that I can wake up 5 a.m. Monday through Friday for the next year. I know that I can do that. I know that I can achieve 5-star diamond. I've been damn near close to doing it in the past. If I did it before, I know I can do it again. So set reasonable goals. Again, I don't want to spew out a bunch of body terms that you guys don't understand. I could set big giant goals of being like top 10 in the network. Is it possible? Have people done it in a year or less? Absolutely. But do I believe that it's actually attainable? I think that is a big key factor, because if you're setting a goal that you don't actually believe is something you can achieve, you're not going to take any action towards making it happen. So set a goal that you actually think you can do. For the couple body partners that I have on here, your first goal for your business could be something as simple as Emerald. That's your first 2 signups, right? Do that within a month. That's super attainable. And then relevant. Why are you setting this goal? Obviously, for me, having a home and a home base somewhere that I don't have to worry about my rent changing or people stomping over my head or a leak coming from the people upstairs, or, for me, this is important for my son, for my family, and for us to all feel secure, safe, and just have a home base. So make the goal be something that's relevant to you or something that's important to you. If it's not important to you, you ain't going to work towards it. And like I said before, timely, making sure that you're setting a goal that is within a certain time frame, giving yourself an endpoint, giving yourself a cutoff time. And then knowing that you are going to have setbacks. You guys, like I just told you, I used to be a 2-star diamond coach. I'm now an emerald coach. My rank has completely went backwards. It happens. Life happens. So don't be discouraged. Reassess your goals. Reassess the actions you're taking to get where you want to go. and make a new vision, set new goals, and get after that shit. Don't give up. I love you guys. You guys are all so awesome. Set some SMART goals. Share them in the chat thread. I want to see them. I will share this link with you so you all have access to these slides as well. But I want to see at least 5 SMART goals from each one of you of some things that you're going to start getting done. Right meow. Let's do that before the next call. 5 SMART goals. I want to see it in the chat thread. I'm working on mine here too. So you're not alone. I'm doing this with you. I'd never tell you to do something I won't do too.